Rain taps the window like tiny fingers. The room is small and warm. A yellow lamp glows in the corner. On the table there is a school project. The paper says family in bold letters. Glue sticks, safety scissors, markers without caps, a crooked heart drawn in red. He stands by the door. He is 8 years old. His socks are wet from the rain. His backpack hangs heavy on one shoulder. He looks at his mother. She looks back. Time slows down between them like the air is thick. He opens his mouth and asks, "Where's Dad?" The words are soft, but they fill the whole room. They float up to the ceiling. They sit on the lamp. They sit on the table with the project. They sit in her chest like a stone. She does not speak, not yet. She feels the floor under her feet. She counts her breath. 1, 2, 3. She has waited for this question. She has feared it. She has prepared for it in her mind late at night when the house was quiet and the fridge made small sounds in the dark. He waits. He holds the strap of his backpack like a rope. He is brave, but there is a shake in his hand. He looks at the empty chair at the table. He looks at the door that never opens by surprise. He looks at the photo frame on the shelf with only 2 faces, not 3. She crosses the room and kneels. Now they are the same height. Her knees touch the soft rug. She brushes a drop of rain from his hair. He smells like wet street and pencil shavings and the mint candy the teacher gives on Fridays. Again he asks, "Where's Dad?" The lamp hums. The rain grows louder, then quiet again. A phone buzzes on the counter, face down. She does not turn it over. She keeps her eyes on him. She remembers a promise she made to herself. When he asks, I will not lie. I will not break him with a heavy truth. I will carry it with him piece by piece. She swallows. She sees pictures in her mind. A hospital band. A shut door. A calendar with X marks. Boxes with black marker labels. Kitchen. Books. Baby clothes. She feels those old pictures try to pull her under like deep water. She takes another breath. 1, 2, 3. He is not here, she says in her head, testing the words. He could not stay. The words are simple. The words are gentle. The words are true. But her mouth stays closed. Not yet. He needs more than an answer. He needs a hand to hold the answer. The boy looks at the family paper. There is space for 3 figures. 2 are colored in. 1 is just a faint pencil line. He points at the empty shape. He does not cry. His eyes shine, but his chin is strong. She touches his hand. The phone buzzes again. The rain stops as if the sky is listening. The room is very quiet now. She knows this moment will live in his heart. She knows her next sentence will be a door. It can open to pain. It can open to peace. It can open to both. She lifts her chin. She chooses her door. And then, before she speaks, he whispers, "Did he leave because of me?" The question cuts the air. The lamp flickers. The phone buzz stops. Her hand tightens around his. She feels the old hurt rise, and then she steadies it like a cup that will not spill. She looks into his eyes and decides, tonight, he will hear the truth he can carry. She opens her mouth to begin. The room holds its breath. His whisper hangs in the air. Did he leave because of me? The mother does not rush. She sees his brave face. She feels the weight of years sit on her shoulders, but she keeps her back straight. The yellow lamp paints a soft circle around them. Outside, a car passes and sends a wet splash against the curb. The sound fades and the apartment is quiet again. She does not answer yet. Not with words. She reaches up and slides the backpack off his shoulder. It drops to the rug with a soft thud. She unzips it and finds a crumpled note. Family night. Bring a parent. A cartoon smiley waves from the corner. He looks away when she sees it. He says nothing. He chews his bottom lip. The thin paper on the table, his family project, waits like a small boat on a big sea. The phone buzzes again. Face down, just a black mirror. She could turn it over, but she will not. Not now. She places one hand on the table, steady. Her other hand holds his. He thinks the world is simple, she tells herself. He thinks everything has a neat reason. He thinks the sun rises because someone flips a switch. He thinks he did something wrong and the switch for Dad turned off. She feels a sharp pain in her chest. She will not let this lie live in him. He left because of me? He asks again. Not a whisper this time. A small, hard question. It hits like a pebble in still water. The ripples reach the edges of the room. She shakes her head, slow. But she still does not speak. She wants the right words. Words that are soft but strong. Words that guard him. The boy points with his chin at the empty chair. I see it, he says. Every day. He taps the table. 1, 2. My friend Jamal, his dad comes to pick him up. He brings a big umbrella. He lifts Jamal up high and spins him. The hall smells like wind and rain. Everyone laughs. He waits. She waits. The phone does not buzz now. The silence is a low hum. She pulls out the chair and sits. She taps the chair next to her. He climbs up. His socks leave a wet mark on the rung. He sits straight like a soldier in a tiny army that has only 2 people. She looks at the paper that says family. She picks a blue marker. She underlines the word once, firm, smooth. Then she speaks and her voice is clear. It was never you. His chin lifts. His eyes search her face for more. It was never you, she says again, slow. She lets the words sink into the room, into his shoulders, into the spot beneath his ribs where worry lives. You did nothing wrong. You were only a baby. You were only breath and little fingers and soft sleep. You are not why he left. The boy's eyes shine.
He nods, but the worry does not go away.
Not yet. Worry is a stubborn guest. It sits and asks for more than why, he says. The question is a door that opens to a dark hall. She looks at the phone. She looks at the rain-silver window. She looks at the shoebox on the high shelf. She does not reach for the past. Not all of it. Not tonight, but she will open the door a little. Enough light to see by. Sometimes, she says, grown-ups are not ready to be parents. He frowns. Like not ready to ride a bike? Worse, she says. Like not ready to ride a bike but still trying to race. They fall. They make other people fall. They do not say sorry. They do not stop. They go faster and faster until they are gone, the boy thinks. He looks at his small hands. He curls them, then opens them. Did he fall? Yes, she says. He fell inside himself. The image is simple. It fits in his mind. He nods, slow. He is quiet but not empty. He is taking it in, piece by piece. The phone buzzes again. A long, flat sound. She slides it into a drawer and closes it. The sound dies. The drawer is a coffin for noise. She gets up and goes to the sink. She runs water. The sound is calm. She fills 2 glasses and brings them back. She sets one by him. His hands are small around the glass. Will he come back? He asks. Her heart gives a dull thump. She does not want to make a promise she cannot keep. Promise is a chain. If it breaks, it cuts. She chooses honesty again. I do not know, she says. Maybe one day he will visit. Maybe not. But listen, she leans in. You and I, we are a team. We are strong. We are enough. He sips water. His throat works. The word enough sits warm in his chest, but the question still trembles on his lips. What if he calls? He says, will you answer? A distant siren cries and fades. The apartment pipes knock once, then settle. The wet in his socks chills his toes, but he does not notice. He looks only at her. She does not answer at once. She thinks of sleep lost to rings that came at midnight. She thinks of words that stung and vanished like smoke. She thinks of small mornings after big storms. She thinks of the promise to protect not only his body but his peace. If he calls, she says, I will answer if it is safe for us. If it is not safe, I will not. He studies her face. How do you know safe? Safe feels like quiet, she says. Safe feels like breath that does not race. Safe feels like a door that shuts and no one pounds on it. Safe feels like pancakes on Sunday. Safe feels like your laugh. He likes that. He lets out a tiny sound that almost becomes a smile. The sound rises and falls like a small bird testing its wings. She takes the blue marker again. On the family paper, she draws a small shield in the corner. Then she writes one word inside the shield. Team. He watches her hand. Can I draw 2? She nods. He takes a gold star sticker from the pile and places it near the shield. He pats it twice firm. Then he draws a door. It is simple, a rectangle, a knob, a keyhole. He looks at it for a long time. What is that? She asks. A door, he says. A door you can lock if you want. She feels something open inside her chest. Not pain, not fear. Something like light. He understands more than his years. He understands enough. A key rattles in the hall. Both heads turn. A neighbor laughs outside, then their door shuts. Silence returns. The lamp buzzes. The marker cap rolls and drops. The shoebox on the high shelf waits. He points at the box. What's inside? Memories, she says. Can I see? Some, she says. Not all, he nods. He understands rules. He understands not yet. He understands soon. She stands and reaches up, slow, as if the air is thick. She brings the box down. The cardboard is worn at the corners like a book that many hands have held. She sets it on the table between them. The sound is gentle, but it lands like a drum in the quiet room. He leans forward. He puts his small palms on the lid. He looks at her face again, asking without words. She places her hand on the lid too. We open it together, she says. He nods. They lift. Inside there is a folded hospital band, a movie ticket, a bus card with faded ink, a photo with a corner torn, a tiny paper crane, a note in strong letters. Back soon. The boy stares at the note. Soon, he reads. He looks up. How long is soon? She breathes in. She breathes out. Sometimes, she says, and soon never comes. He looks at the torn photo corner. Is this him? She nods once. She does not turn the photo over yet. She lets him take the time he needs. He reaches for the tiny paper crane. It wobbles in his fingers, light as a leaf. What is this? A promise someone tried to make, she says, and could not keep. He holds the crane. He sets it on the shield on the paper. He presses it down like a flag. The phone in the drawer begins to buzz again, short, sharp, insistent. He looks at the drawer. She looks at the drawer. The sound is a thread pulling at the edge of the moment. She stands. She walks to the drawer. Her hand hovers above the handle. She listens to the sound, to the rain returning outside, to her son's quiet breath. The boy whispers, "Is that him?" She closes her hand around the handle. She pulls. Her fingers close around the drawer handle. The phone buzzes like a small trapped bee. She pulls the drawer open. The screen lights the dim kitchen with a cold glow. The word unknown flashes again and again. No name, no photo, just a voice that wants in. The boy sits very still. His hands rest on the shoebox lid. His eyes move from the phone to his mother's face. He is not scared. He is ready. He is asking her to lead. She made a promise. When he asks, I will not lie. She made another promise, too. I will protect his peace. Both promises sit in her chest like two stones. Heavy, yes, but strong. The phone buzzes, stops, buzzes again. She lets it ring out. She does not touch accept. She does not touch decline. She lets the air choose quiet. When it stops, the room feels bigger. The rain whispers on the window. Somewhere in the building, a baby cries, then settles. A pipe clicks. Life continues. A red dot appears on the screen. One new voicemail. She locks the phone and slides it back into the drawer. Not because she is weak. Because she is wise. Not every door needs to open while a child is watching. She returns to the table. The boy keeps his palms on the box like a guard. The word team shines on the paper beside them. The tiny paper crane sits on the shield like a white, crooked bird. Will you listen? He asks. Later, she says. When you are asleep? When the house is quiet, I will listen. I will decide. She taps the shield with one finger. Because our team comes first, he nods. He trusts this rule. He trusts her. Now, she says, I will tell you the part that is yours to hold. The rest can stay with me. That is my job. He lifts the shoebox lid. Inside, memories rest like small islands. The folded hospital band. The bus card with faded ink. The torn corner of a photo. The note that says back soon, the paper crane. He picks up the hospital band. It is light, thin, plastic. The name is smudged by time. He turns it. Did I wear this? You did, she says. You were brand new. You were a storm of soft sounds and tiny fists. I was afraid and happy at the same time. Was he there? His voice is careful. For a while, she says. He smiled at you. He held you. He said big words. He meant some of them. He wanted to be strong. But wanting is not the same as being. The boy looks at the band, then sets it down like a fragile shell. He picks up the bus card. What is this? A way out, she says, and her throat tightens. For him, not for us, he frowns. Why did he go? She chooses simple truth. He had storms inside. Some people carry umbrellas with holes. They try to cover everyone, but the rain still gets through. After a while, they run. They think running is easier than fixing the holes. Can you fix holes? He asks. Sometimes, she says. If the person wants help. If they stop and sit and learn. If they say, I am sorry. I was wrong. She holds his eyes. He did not stop long enough. He did not learn. He did not stay. The boy nods, slow. He is quiet. But curiosity stays with him like a small lantern. He reaches for the torn photo corner. Is the rest of the picture him? Yes. She does not turn it over yet. We can look, but not all at once. We will open this story like a book, one page at a time. That is how we keep our hearts safe. He accepts this. He places the corner back and picks up the paper crane. He tries to smooth one bent wing. The crane flutters, then settles on his palm. Who made this? He asks. He did, she says. The words taste like old metal in new rain. One day he stood at that very table and said, I can change. He folded this paper and said, this will remind me. She looks at the crane. But he left the crane behind. Why promise and then go? The boy says. There is no anger in his voice. Just pieces of a puzzle clicking together. Because some people speak before they are ready, she says. They want the feeling of being good more than the work of becoming good. They take the easy good and skip the hard good. He squints. What is hard good? She smiles. It is a small smile, but it reaches her eyes. Waking up on time. Showing up when it rains. Saying sorry and changing the thing that hurt someone. Paying bills. Washing dishes. Listening. Being kind even when tired. Hard good looks small, but it builds a big life. He thinks about pancakes on Sunday. He thinks about his clean school shirt. He thinks about her laugh when he tells a silly joke. Do we do hard good? Every day, she says. He sits taller. A new noise floats from the hallway. Careful footsteps, a pause, then the soft slide of paper under their door. Both heads turn. The boy freezes. The mother rises, slow, steady. She walks to the door and picks up the envelope. There is no name on the outside, just a simple white shape against her palm. He watches her bring it back to the table. The envelope makes a dry whisper as it moves. She turns it over. The flap is not sealed. Inside, there is a single photo. She feels the weight of it before she sees it. She slides the photo out. She doesn't react fast. She keeps her face calm, slow like the tide. The boy leans forward. Is it him? It is. The picture shows a man on a street corner. Evening light, a hood up, a face turned half away. Not clear, but clear enough. Another line of ink runs down the edge. A phone number, messy, hurried. She places the photo face down. She covers it with her hand. She looks at her son first, not the past. Is that safe? He asks. His voice is small but not weak. She breathes in and answers the question a different way. What does your belly say? He blinks, surprised. He places a hand on his middle and waits. Children know their own alarms. He is quiet. Then it feels fast. Not safe, she nods. Mine too. What do? We follow our rules, she says. We keep our door strong. We ask for help from safe people. We do not open everything at once. She takes the envelope and the photo and places both beneath the shoebox, like an unfinished chapter waiting for another day. Then she takes a sticky note and writes in clean, round letters, Boundary. She sticks it on the lid. He watches, wide-eyed. What is that? A line that keeps bad out and good in, she says. A fence around our garden. He likes that picture. He nods seriously. His shoulders drop a little, like a weight rolled off. Now, she says gently, there is one more promise I need to keep. He looks up. I promised myself, she says, that when you ask me the big question, I would tell you the truth in a way you can carry. Not a heavy box, not a scary story. A light you can hold. He waits. She takes his hand. Her voice is steady. Listen to me. He leans in. It was never you, she says again, and the words are iron and honey at once. You did nothing wrong. You are not missing parts. You are not less. You are whole. You are wanted. You are loved. His eyes brim but do not spill. He inhales. The sound is long and clean, like the first breath after a wave passes. She squeezes his fingers. And one more thing. He wipes his cheek with the back of his wrist. What? If one day he calls and it is truly safe, we will talk. Together. If it is not safe, we will not. Together. You will not carry this alone. He nods, and this time the nod is sure. Outside, a door slams far away like thunder at the edge of a storm. Inside, the lamp hums softly. The gold star on the page catches the light. He looks at the shield and the word team. He takes another star and places it right beside the first. Then he draws a tiny fence around the shield. Short lines, careful spaces. What is that? She asks. Our garden, he says. With a fence, she smiles. The kind that builds tomorrow. The drawer is closed. The voicemail waits. The envelope sleeps under the box. The night keeps its secrets for now. She rises and reaches for the kettle. Tea, she asks. Can I have hot chocolate? He says. Yes, she says. Extra marshmallow. Team rules, he grins. It is small. It is bright. It is real. As the kettle warms, the camera of life pulls back. A small table, 2 chairs, a shoebox with a yellow note, a paper shield with a bird. A mother and son, 2 points of light holding steady in a room that chose peace. And in the quiet between kettle clicks, another question grows, but this time, it is a good one, a brave one. Can I be happy? He will ask, and she will be ready. The kettle sings a small song. Steam lifts like a thin white ribbon. She pours hot chocolate. 2 cups, 1 big, 1 small. Marshmallows float like tiny boats. He smiles as they melt. The room feels soft again, but the drawer still holds a voice. And the envelope still holds a face. She sets his cup down. He wraps both hands around the warmth. He blows, he sips. He looks stronger now, but a thin line still sits between his eyebrows. Questions live there. She sits across from him. The paper on the table still says family. The blue underline is bold. The shield with the word team shines. The tiny fence he drew circles the shield. The paper crane is there too, wings bent, trying to remember how to fly. She takes a breath. Her voice is steady and clear. It was never you, she says again. The sentence lands like a key in a safe lock. You did nothing wrong. He did not leave because of you. He nods once, slow. The line between his eyebrows loosens, but not fully. He looks at the door. He looks at the drawer. He looks at the shoebox with the yellow note, boundary. Then, how do I tell people, he asks. His voice is small, but there is a brave spark in it. At school. For family night, when they say, where's your dad? She feels that spark and protects it. We make a small sentence, she says. Easy to say, true, safe, he leans in. What is the sentence? She thinks. She wants a rope he can hold. Something that keeps him from the deep water of grown-up mess. Something that does not lie, but also does not cut. She says, try this. My dad is not here. I live with my mom. We are a team. He repeats it slow. My dad is not here. I live with my mom. We are a team. He tests the words in his mouth. They fit, they do not scratch, they do not choke. He says them again, faster, then softer, then like a whisper he can share with a friend on the playground if he wants. She nods. That is your sentence? It belongs to you. You use it when you want. You do not have to explain more. He lifts his chin. What if they ask why? She keeps her voice gentle. You can say, that is a grown-up story. Or, I don't want to talk about that. Both are strong. Both are smart. You pick the one that feels good in your belly. He breathes out. Some worry leaves him like steam. A slow creak slides through the ceiling. Footsteps above. A neighbor walks across their floor. The building sighs. The light flickers once, then holds. The phone in the drawer is quiet now, but it is a quiet that glows. A quiet that looks at them with a question. Will you listen? Not yet. She points to the family paper. Let's add one more thing, she says. A word that keeps your heart safe. He tilts his head. Which word? She prints carefully under the shield. Enough. He watches each letter arrive. ENOUGH. He traces the line with a finger. Enough, he reads. The word is heavy and sweet. It fills a space inside him he could not name before. What does enough mean? He asks. It means we are not missing parts, she says. It means our family is real. It means we can be happy. It means you are complete. He looks at their table. He looks at the cups. He looks at her face. Enough, he says again like a small spell that works. She smiles. Do you want to practice the sentence one more time? He nods. He sits straighter. My dad is not here. I live with my mom. We are a team. Good, she says. Again, but say it like you are telling the world a truth. He says it with a small lift at the end. She claps once soft. He grins, proud of himself like he just learned a magic trick. The wind pushes rain against the window, then stops. A car horn bleats far away. The building shivers and rests. He picks up the paper crane. "What do we do with this?" he asks. She looks at it. The crane is a promise someone made without doing the work. A bird that forgot the sky. She thinks for a moment, then answers, "We give it a new job." "What job?" She takes a pen. On one wing, she writes listen. On the other, she writes think. "If the phone rings," she says, "this bird reminds me. First, listen. Then think. Not rush, not fear, not old pain. Just listen. Just think," he nods. And then we choose," she says. Together. He sets the crane next to the shield, right where the small fence opens. The wings point to the door of their garden. He smiles like he understands the map. A faint knock touches the door, not loud. 2 light taps. Then silence. Both of them go still. The hot chocolate makes tiny circles on the surface, but no one drinks. She stands. She moves to the door. She puts her ear to the wood. The hall is quiet, but the air has a waiting feeling. She checks the security chain. It is in place. She opens the door a crack. No one stands outside, only the smell of damp carpet and cleaning soap. A flyer sits on the floor. She picks it up. Community Center Family Night. Tomorrow 6 p.m. Bring your team. A cartoon house smiles up at her. She closes the door and locks it again. She sets the flyer on the table. "That's where your note came from," she says, tapping his crumpled paper. "They put it under every door." He reads the bold line. "Bring your team." He looks at her. The fear in his eyes is smaller now. Hope stands behind it. "Can we go?" he asks. "Yes," she says. "We can go if you want. We will go as we are. We will not hide." He bites his lip, thinking. "Okay," he says at last. "But can I hold your hand?" "Always," she says. He smiles with teeth this time. The kettle clicks as it cools. The lamp hums its small electric song. Time folds around them like a soft blanket. She takes the family paper and flips it over. On the back, she writes 3 lines in simple words. "My dad is not here. I live with my mom. We are a team. Carry this in your pocket tomorrow," she says, "if you want. When someone asks, you can touch it. You can remember your sentence. You can feel strong," he nods. He folds the paper with careful hands. He slips it into the small front pocket of his backpack. He pats the pocket twice like a secret handshake. Thunder mutters far away, but the storm has moved on. He yawns without meaning to. He hides it with his fist. She sees it and smiles. "Bedtime?" she asks. He pretends to think. 2 more minutes, he bargains. 2, she agrees. They spend those 2 minutes making a plan. Simple, clear, safe. Plan for tomorrow. Eat breakfast. Pancakes if there is time. Wear the blue shirt he loves. Put the family paper in the backpack. Walk to the community center together. If someone asks, use the sentence. After family night, come home and watch the funny video with the dog in a sweater. He laughs at the last part. The laugh is bigger now. It fills the room and pushes the shadows back. The 2 minutes end. She stands and holds out her hand. He takes it. They walk down the short hall. The nightlight glows like a tiny moon. His room smells like crayons and fresh soap. She tucks him in. The blanket makes a soft hill over his knees. She smooths it once, twice. He closes his eyes, then opens them again. "Will you listen to the voicemail?" he asks. "Yes," she says. "But after you fall asleep. Will you tell me if I need to know?" "Yes," she says. "Only what you need. Only what keeps you safe," he nods, sleepy. "Good night, Mom." "Good night, my team," she whispers. He smiles without opening his eyes. She turns off the light and steps into the hall. The night collects around her. The house is a quiet road. At the end of the road waits the drawer. Inside the drawer waits the voice. She walks back to the kitchen. She feels the promise in her chest. 2 stones, heavy and strong. I will not lie. I will protect his peace. She opens the drawer. The phone wakes up with a cold square of light. The red dot is still there. 1 new voicemail. She glances at the shoebox with the sticky note boundary. She looks at the paper shield and the fence and the crane. With the words "listen and think," she puts one hand on the phone. She does not press play yet. She closes her eyes and listens first. To the apartment, to the rain, to her own breath. and to the soft whisper from the next room where her son sleeps. We are a team. She opens her eyes, then she taps the screen. She presses play, a hiss, then a voice, low, rough at the edges, the kind of voice that remembers late nights and bad choices. Hey, it says. It's me. She does not move. She keeps her face still so her thoughts do not run away. I was near your building, the voice goes on. Saw the lights. Didn't knock. I know the rules. A chair creaks somewhere above her. The fridge hums. The phone glows like a small square moon in her hand. I heard he asked about me, the message says. I didn't want him to think I forgot him. Silence. Then a breath on the recording. A shake in it. I didn't forget, the voice says. I broke. You know that. I broke and I kept walking. She closes her eyes for a second. She opens them again. She can handle truth. She cannot host chaos. If you want, I could come to the family night, the voice says. I can stand at the back. I'll keep away. He could see me from far. Or I could leave the photo. Or the number. I don't know. A long pause. A street sound leaks into the call. A bus, a laugh, a siren somewhere far. Anyway, the voice says, tell him I'm not a monster. Tell him I'm a man with holes in the umbrella. A short, sad laugh. You said that once, her mouth pulls tight. He remembered her words even when he did not live them. I'll try again, the voice says. I know you don't trust that. I wouldn't either. But I will try. I got a card from the clinic. I'm going to meetings. I'm late to this. I know, static. Then one last line, soft, almost lost. Tell him he did nothing wrong. The message ends with a click. She stands there, still as a picture. The night waits with her. She plays the last line again. She lets the words touch the air. Tell him he did nothing wrong. Good, she whispers. At least that part is right. She saves the voicemail. She locks the phone. She sets it on the counter face down. She does not rush to reply. She owes nothing tonight. Not speed, not softness, only wisdom. She turns and looks down the dark hall. The boy sleeps. A steady, soft sound. The sound of a safe child. The sound of peace she fought for. She walks to the table. The shoebox sits where she left it. The sticky note says boundary in big, calm letters. The paper shield waits with the word team inside it. The crane says listen on one wing and think on the other. The little fence circles their garden. She sits and takes a slow breath. Then she opens the box again, this time for herself. Under the hospital band, under the bus card, there is a folded paper. She knows this one. It is a list she wrote in a hard season. The paper is soft at the folds now, but the ink is strong. At the top, rules for peace protect sleep. No yelling in the house. Tell the truth with kind words. Ask for help. Keep doors locked when hearts are hurt. Try again tomorrow. She smiles. A tired, proud smile. These rules built the ground under their feet. A floorboard whispers behind her. She looks up. The boy stands at the end of the hall, hair wild, eyes half closed. Water, he mumbles. She stands and fills a small cup. He drinks, then looks at the table. The shoebox lid is open again. He pads closer. He is too sleepy to be worried, and that gives the room a soft mercy. Did you listen? He asks. I did, she says, a tiny pause. He watches her face the way sailors watch the sky. Do I need to know? He asks. She kneels so her eyes meet his. Just a little, she says. A small safe piece, he nods. He is brave. He is ready to hear. She chooses her words like smooth stones. He left because of storms inside, she says. Not because of you. He says he will try to fix the holes in his umbrella. We will wait and see from far. We will stay safe. He touches the fence he drew around the shield. His finger goes along each small line. It calms him. Does he want to come tomorrow? He asks. He said maybe, she answers. But we decide what is safe. He frowns. If he comes close, my belly goes fast. That is not safe. I felt the same, she says. He thinks for a second. His face changes. Child thinking hard, building a bridge inside his head. He can be far, he says. He can be a dot. A dot is okay, she nods. A dot is okay, he looks at the crane. He strokes the words listen and think with one finger. What comes after think? He asks, choose, she says. We choose our boundary. He yawns, and the room yawns with him. She leads him back to bed and tucks him in. He falls asleep fast this time. like his body trusts her choices. When she returns to the table, the envelope with the photo is still under the box. She pulls it out. She looks at the picture again, fast, careful. Then she does something new. She takes a black marker and draws a small square over the phone number. 1, 2, 3 strokes. The ink blocks the digits. The shape is dark and sure. She flips the photo. On the back, she writes 5 words. Try from far, prove first. She puts the photo back in the envelope. Then she puts the envelope in a zip bag. It will not leak into their day. The night deepens. The rain weakens. A cat cries far away and stops. The apartment breathes. She takes the family paper, his shield, his fence, their word enough, and flips it to a fresh corner. She writes a small story in big, easy letters. A story he can read in the morning. A story that answers why without stabbing. Story for the morning. Sometimes a grown-up has a broken umbrella. They love a child, but their umbrella has holes. The rain gets in. The grown-up runs. They forget to fix the umbrella. We do not chase them in the rain. We build a tent. We stay dry. If the grown-up learns to fix the umbrella, they can visit our tent from far. We will see. We will choose, she reads it once. It feels right. It feels safe. It is a gentle why, a soft knock. Not at the door. At the window, she stands. Her stomach tightens. She moves slow. She pulls the curtain back 2 inches. Outside, the fire escape is empty. Rain beads shine on the metal. Down below in the alley, a shadow moves and then stops near the dumpster. A man lights a cigarette. The flame touches his face and then hides it. Not him, just a neighbor from 2B. She lets the curtain fall. Her body knows fear. Her body also knows when to stand down. She breathes and returns to the table. She picks up her phone. She opens a new text. She types to neighbor group chat. Hey all, quick heads up, someone slid an envelope under my door earlier. No name. If anyone sees someone hanging around our floor, please let me know, thanks. 3 dots appear. Then a reply, got you. Another, I'm awake. We'll listen. Another, I'll tell the front desk. Safe people, safe net. Her shoulders loosen. Her phone buzzes again, but this time it is a different sound. A calendar alert. Family night. Tomorrow, 6 p.m. She taps OK. She looks at the shoebox. One space in it is empty. The space where she used to keep the heavy words. She will not put them back. She writes a small card and slides it into the box instead. Our promises, truth in small pieces. Boundaries keep love safe. Team first. We will not chase storms. We choose peace. She closes the box and pats the lid once, like sealing a letter. The night moves. She washes the cups. She wipes the table. She sets out the pancake pan. She lays the blue shirt over a chair. Small acts, hard good. Before she sleeps, she opens the door to his room one more time. He is curled like a comma. His hand rests on his chest. The tiny moon of his nightlight still glows. She whispers across the room. So soft even the air has to lean in to hear. You did nothing wrong. He shifts in sleep. Like the words folded under his blanket and made it warmer. She goes back to the kitchen. The phone faces down. The voicemail sleeps inside it, but it cannot run the house. She places the phone under the recipe book. A little weight to keep it quiet. Her eyes close. Then open, one more task. She takes a sticky note, writes dot only, and sticks it to the door. It makes her smile. Simple rules save energy. She turns off the lamp. The room becomes a safe shape in the dark. The rain slows to small whispers that sound like yes. In the morning, she will make pancakes. He will wear the blue shirt. They will walk to the community center. If they see a dot, they will keep it a dot. If anyone asks him, where's your dad? Right, he will put a hand on his pocket and feel the words, my dad is not here. I live with my mom. We are a team, and if someone asks, why? He will know a gentle why, broken umbrella. We built a tent, he will not carry the storm. He will carry a light. The night hears this plan, approves, and lets them sleep. Morning comes soft like light walking on its toes. She wakes before the alarm. The room is blue and quiet. The sticky note on the door still reads dot only. It makes her brave. She moves to the kitchen. She warms the pan. Pancake batter slides like a slow river. The first pancake is always a test. She flips it, golden, good. She smiles. He shuffles in, hair wild, eyes bright. He wears the blue shirt. He pats the small front pocket of his backpack where the folded family paper waits. He touches it like a lucky coin. Hungry? She asks. Yes, he says. Team hungry. They eat at the small table. She cuts his pancake like puzzle pieces. He dips one piece in syrup and holds it up. This is the shield, he says, and eats it with a grin. Another piece. This is the fence. Another. This is the bird. He leaves one last piece. This is enough, she laughs. The laugh is real and round. It fills the kitchen like warm air. After breakfast, she wipes syrup from his chin. He stands taller, like he is wearing a secret cape under his shirt. She ties his shoes. He watches her fingers. He says quiet, "Can I be happy?" The question is small and giant at the same time. She looks at him like he is daylight. Yes, she says. We can be happy. Different is not broken. Our life is real. He nods, but his eyes are wet. Even if he is a dot? Even then, she says. We choose joy. We choose peace. The dot is not our son. He breathes out long. The words settle inside him like a warm stone. They leave the apartment. The hallway smells like lemon cleaner and old carpet. The elevator button glows. They ride down. She squeezes his hand once. He squeezes back twice. A code old as love. Outside the day is silver. Clouds like folded sheets. The street is wet. Cars hiss. A bus sighs as it kneels. They walk. The community center is 6 blocks away. The walk is a bridge between fear and something better. On the 3rd block, a shadow moves at the edge of her eye. She turns calm slow. A man across the street. Hood up, hands in pockets. Too far to see his face. The man stops. He does not wave. He does not step closer. She checks her belly. It is steady. She checks her breath. It is even. She hears her rules. Listen, think, choose. She looks down at her son. What does your belly say? She asks. He looks at the man. He waits. He presses a hand to his middle. Fast, he says. Not safe. Then we keep walking, she says. Dot stays a dot. They cross at the light. She texts the neighbor group. Seeing a hooded man across 3rd and Pine, we are safe. Heading to community center. Replies Pop. We're around. Front desk knows. Call if needed. A net pulls around them, wide and strong. At the community center, the doors are bright red. Paper balloons line the hallway. Children chatter. A sign on the wall. Family night. Bring your team. The words make him smile. Inside the gym, tables are set with markers, glue, and small mirrors. A woman with kind eyes greets them. Welcome team, she says. Name tags? He prints his name in big letters. She prints hers. Under her name, she writes team. The woman notices and smiles wider. I like that. They sit. He takes out the folded paper and places it beside the mirror. He runs his finger over the 3 lines. My dad is not here. I live with my mom. We are a team. Can we make a frame? He asks. Yes, she says. Let's build it strong. They glue popsicle sticks. They choose blue and gold. He adds a small paper fence on one corner. She draws a tiny shield on the other. He laughs when she messes up the star. He fixes it with a sticker. A boy from his class walks over. Jamal. He holds a big umbrella sticker. He sticks it to his own frame and spins it with a giggle. My dad brought this, Jamal says, pointing across the room. A man waves. Jamal waves back. Where's your dad? Jamal asks, friendly and simple. Time slows. This is the moment they practiced for. He does not look at his mother. He does not dig for help with his eyes. He places his palm on his pocket, feels the fold of the paper, and says, clear as a bell, My dad is not here. I live with my mom. We are a team. Jamal nods like that makes perfect sense. Cool, he says. Want a blue sticker? He offers one. The sticker is a little crooked umbrella. The boy smiles. Thanks, he says, and adds the sticker, but he draws tiny holes in it with a pen. He and his mother share a quick look. Their secret language says we see it. We remember. We choose. Music starts. The teacher claps. Circle time. Families gather on the gym floor. The air smells like crayons and popcorn. The lights buzz. The old speakers crackle. Today, the teacher says, we celebrate all the ways a family can look. She points at the wall. There are photos of many kinds of families. 2 parents, 1 parent, grandparents and kids, aunties and cousins, foster families, Families of friends. The wall is a bright quilt. He leans into his mother. He whispers, "We are on that wall too." "We are," she whispers back. From the open gym doors, a breeze moves the paper balloons. One balloon swims loose and bumps the doorframe with a small tap-tap. She turns her head, a habit now. Outside in the glass reflection, she sees the gym, and a shape beyond the glass. A man, still a dot, still far. Her belly stays even, but the dot moves one step closer. She bends and speaks into her son's ear, calm. "Bathroom break?" she asks softly. He nods. They stand and slip into the hallway. She texts the front desk. Man standing outside gym doors, hood up. "Please keep him outside. We are in Hall B." "On it," comes the reply. The desk attendant, a tall woman with fast feet, walks to the entrance. She speaks to the man through the glass. She points to a sign that says "Check-in required." The man raises his hands like, "Okay." He does not enter. He steps back. Dot stays dot. In the hallway, the boy touches his belly again. It slows. He breathes. He looks up at his mother and asks, gentle but sharp, "Can I still be happy
Today, with him out there?"
The question lands like a bell, clear, true, big. She kneels. They are eye to eye. "Yes," she says, simple, strong. "Happiness is ours. We do not give it away. How?" He asks. "Like this," she says. "We pick 3 small joys. We hold them tight. Ready?" He nods. She counts on her fingers. 1, we made pancakes. 2, we built a frame. 3, we came here as a team. He adds, 4, Jamal gave me a sticker. She smiles. 4 is bonus joy, he laughs. The sound is a little wild, like it just remembered its wings. The laugh bounces off the hallway walls and comes back twice as big. They return to the gym. She sees the desk attendant at the door, standing like a lighthouse. The man outside is a smear in the glass now, smaller, softer, fading into the street. The teacher hands out small cards. "Write a family promise," she says. "Keep it simple. Keep it real." He writes in block letters, tongue out with focus, "Team first. Truth in small pieces." He holds the card in the air like a banner. She writes her own. "Boundaries keep love safe." They trade cards and read each other's promises. He nods like a judge. "Approved," he says. She salutes. Small, silly, perfect, a microphone squeals. The teacher winces. "Last activity," she says. "We'll share 1 sentence about our family." He looks at his mother. She looks back. She gives a tiny nod. He steps to the front. The microphone is too tall. The teacher lowers it. He clears his throat. "My name is," he says and tells them. "My family is me and my mom. My dad is not here. We are a team." The gym claps, not pity. Not noise, respect. The sound fills him up top to bottom. He stands taller. He smiles without hiding it. On the way back to their table, an older woman stops them. Gray hair, kind eyes, hands that look like work. Strong words, she says. "Here." She presses something into his palm. "A tiny key on a string. For your shield," she says. Every shield needs a key. "What does it open?" he asks. "Your choice," she says. "Only you decide when to open and when to lock. That is what a key is for," he beams. He hangs the key on the corner of their frame. It shines like a small sun. The event ends. People wave goodbye. Paper balloons drift low. The red doors open and close. The outside world waits like a big animal that can be gentle if you treat it right. They step into the late afternoon. The street is brighter now. The storm has washed the city clean. The man is gone. Only a wet footprint near the curb, already fading. They walk home. He swings their joined hands. He hums a little tune he makes up as he goes. She listens. It is off-key and perfect. Halfway home, he stops. He looks up at her, serious and calm. "I have one more question," he says. She nods. "Ready? If one day he is not a dot," he says, "and he is a person, and he has a good umbrella, can I still be happy?" She smiles, and the smile is wide as a doorway. "Yes," she says, "because your happiness is not a gift he gives you. It is a garden you grow," he thinks. He nods. "Our fence keeps the garden safe," he says. "It does," she says. "And the key is yours." He holds the tiny key, feels the weight, feels the truth. He slips it into his pocket with the folded paper. He pats the pocket twice. Their secret handshake. Their promise, they walk the last blocks. Their building rises ahead. The sun breaks through. A square of light lands on the sidewalk like a gold invitation. She unlocks their door. The sticky note reads "dot only." He grins and points. "Rule worked," he says. "It did," she says. "We worked." He hangs the frame on a nail near the table. The shield. The fence. The umbrella with holes. The tiny key. He turns, pauses, then asks in a voice that is both small and strong, "Can we be happy now?" She looks at him the way the sky looks at morning. "Yes," she says, and they are. Evening comes like ink poured into water. Slow, dark, quiet around the edges. They eat simple dinner, rice and beans, a little salad, 2 slices of mango. He tells her every small victory from family night. The tiny key, the blue frame, the umbrella sticker with holes. His words jump like fish. She listens and nods, happy to be the shore. When the dishes are done, she hangs the frame where the light can find it, the shield. The fence, the key. It looks like a small door to a strong room. He brushes his teeth and hums. He puts the folded family paper back into his backpack, then changes his mind and slides it under his pillow. Some truths sleep better close to the heart. The night window is a black mirror. The city outside glows soft. Tires hiss on wet streets. Somewhere a saxophone sings a sad song and then laughs at itself. She checks the chain on the door. She checks the stove. She checks the window latches. Not fear, practice, hard good. Her phone sits under the recipe book. The voicemail still lives inside it like a small waiting animal. She breathes. She has time. She has rules. She will not let the animal run the house. "Story?" he asks from bed. "Short one," she says. She sits on the edge of the bed. The nightlight makes a tiny moon on the wall. She tells a story in simple words. Once there was a garden. 2 people lived there. One stayed and watered the plants every day. One left with a broken umbrella. Rain came. The one who stayed built a tent. The garden did not die. It grew strong roots. One day the person with the broken umbrella stood outside the fence. They said, "I am learning to fix my umbrella." The gardener said, "Good, fix it. Then stand back. We will see." The garden kept growing. He listens. His eyelids droop like heavy curtains. He whispers, "Good night, Mom." "Good night, my team," she says. She closes the door most of the way and returns to the kitchen. The lamplight makes a warm circle on the table. She opens the drawer. She takes out the phone and the envelope in the zip bag. She sets them side by side. Past and present. Door and key. Her hand hovers above the phone. She inhales. She exhales. She taps the screen. She scrolls to new message. She types slow, simple, clean. "Your voicemail received. We heard the words and he did nothing wrong. Thank you for that truth. If you want to try, you will do it from far. No shows at our door. No surprises. You send proof of help over weeks, not days. If that happens, we choose supervised visits at a safe place. If not, we keep our distance. Do not come to our building again. Do not slide things under our door. This is our boundary." She reads it twice. The words stand like posts in the ground. She adds one more line. "Any message about him goes through me, never to the child directly." She does not hit send. Not tonight. She saves it in drafts. Boundaries do not rush. They stand, the building sighs. A pipe knocks once, then rests. The fridge hums like a big friendly cat. She drinks a glass of water. She washes the cup. Small circles, simple moves, a sound, soft, not a knock, a brush. Like cloth against wood. Her head turns toward the door. The chain is up. The peephole is quiet. She moves close, slow. She looks through the hole. The hallway is empty. The old rug, the exit sign, the shadow of the stair rail on the wall. Nothing else. Then she sees it. A slip of white at the bottom of the door. Another envelope. No name. Her chest tightens. Then she decides. She does not open the door. She slides the envelope inside with a chopstick. She carries it to the table like a hot pan. She sets it next to the zip bag. Her rules speak. Listen, think, choose. She puts on gloves, the blue ones she keeps under the sink. She opens the envelope. Inside a photocopy. The same street corner as before. The same hooded figure. But this time there is a note printed at the bottom. Meet you tomorrow. 4 p.m. playground. Her eyes cool. Her jaw sets. She writes no across the note in thick, clean letters. Then she tucks the envelope back into the zip bag with the first. She takes a second zip bag and writes evidence on it. She places both bags inside. She will show the front desk. She will email the building manager. She will keep a trail. Hard good protects future peace. Her phone buzzes. The neighbor group again. A message from the tall desk attendant. Saw someone leave your floor just now. Hoodie, didn't see the face. We're reviewing cameras. You okay? She types, we are safe. Another envelope. Thank you. Want me to call it in? The attendant asks. She looks down the hall to her son's room. The tiny moon is steady. She types, yes, record only. No visit tonight. Tomorrow I'll stop by. Copy, the reply comes. Sleep. We got eyes. Her shoulders drop 1 inch. Community is a soft armor that fits just right. She turns off the kitchen light and leaves only the lamp in the living room. The apartment becomes a quiet stage. The frame with the shield catches a weak gold from the street. The tiny key throws a dot of light onto the wall. She sits and writes a letter she does not plan to send today. Dear you, I believe people can change. I do not believe people change because they say it at the door. I believe change takes seasons, not minutes. I believe my boy's peace is holy. I believe boundary is love. If you want to come close to peace, you will respect the line that keeps it whole. She signs it with her name and then tears it into 4 careful pieces. She drops the pieces into the recycling bin. The lesson is for her, not for him. The apartment settles. The clock walks its small feet around the face. Midnight is a soft visitor. She stands, stretches, and checks the door one more time. Locked, chained, note still there. Dot only. She sleeps. Morning arrives with lemon light and a new calm. Saturday. Laundry day. Cartoon day. Pancake leftovers. Their life is not dramatic all the time. It is not a movie. It is a durable thread. After breakfast, she takes the evidence bag and the draft message. She knocks on 2B and hands a copy of the note to the neighbor who watches cameras on weekends. She walks to the front desk and files a written report. She speaks in clear lines, no shaky words. The attendant nods, serious. We'll flag the time in the face, she says. You want an escort to the park later? Please, the mother says. Back upstairs, the boy builds a Lego gate with a tiny lock. He adds a Lego tree behind it, then a little yellow flower. Our garden, he says. Beautiful, she says, and means it. Her phone buzzes with an unknown number. She doesn't pick up. She blocks it. It buzzes again from a different number. She blocks that one too. She opens the saved draft and adds 4 words at the top. This is the line. She sends it now to the one number she knows belongs to him. Almost at once, 3 dots appear. Then a reply. Okay. 1 word. Small. But it is either the start of a path or the end of a loop. She saves it. She turns the phone face down. The phone does not get to be the sun. Afternoon. She and her son meet the desk attendant at the lobby. The attendant walks them to the park 2 blocks away, then sits on a bench with coffee like a silent guard. The playground bell rings. Children run. Swings fly. Laughter lifts and drops like kites. He climbs the small rock wall. He waves from the top. Mom, look. I'm a mountain. You are, she says, hand ready, heart calm. At the far fence, a man stands. Hood down today. Face more visible. He is far. He stays far. He puts 2 fingers to his forehead in a small salute and then points to the ground beside him. I will stay here. He does not call out. He does not move closer. He's a dot with a decision. She sees him. She nods once. Not an invite, a fact. Her hand stays on the chain of the swing while her boy laughs. A woman from the community center walks by with flyers. She sees them, smiles, and hands the boy a sticker. A tiny crown. For brave teams, she says. He slaps the crown on his shirt. He looks royal and silly. Do kings have gardens? He asks. The best ones do, she says. They play for 20 minutes. Enough for joy, not enough for chaos. When they leave, the man stays by the fence. He lifts a hand. He does not step. She presses the elevator button for home with a steady finger. She does not shake. Inside the apartment, the frame glints again. The shield. The fence, the key. The crown sticker is now on the corner. He stands in front of it and salutes the way the old woman did at family night. Then he turns and asks the question that threads through all the days. Are we safe? She looks at the door, the chain, the strong note. The phone turned face down, the shoebox with rules, the evidence bag, the neighbor chat, the attendant's coffee on the bench, the garden and Lego, the crown on his shirt, the steady light in his eyes. Yes, she says. We are safe today, he nods. The nod is small and final. A stamp on paper, approved. She takes his hands. One more promise, she says. He tilts his head. What is it? When life gets loud, she says, we will listen. We will think. We will choose. We will keep our boundary. And the blessing? He asks, trying the big word like a new shoe. She smiles. The blessing is what we keep safe inside the fence. Joy, peace, our silly laughs, pancakes, bedtime stories, your brave questions, and the answer you never have to doubt. He looks up. Which answer? She leans down so her forehead touches his. It was never you, she says, like a bell that rings clear. You did nothing wrong. You are wanted. You are enough. He breathes it in. The words fill his chest like clean air after rain. He closes his eyes and lets them sit there. When he opens them, the room looks brighter. Can we dance? He asks suddenly. She laughs. We can. They play a song. Not loud, just enough. They dance in the small living room. 2 points of light moving like they have the whole sky. Outside, the city continues. Buses kneel. Doors open and close. Umbrellas appear and vanish. Somewhere, someone begins the slow work of fixing holes. Inside, a mother and a son keep their promises. Boundary at the door. Blessing in the garden. Team. Always.